To understand the Corsair, you need to understand Drake. And with Drake, everything starts off with the Cutlass. It's the first ship in lore that they designed. It's the first ship that CIG designed for Drake. And all Drake ships take design cues from the Cutlass. In this case, we can definitely see it in the cockpit and the general shape of the thing. And while the asymmetry isn't for everyone, it's certainly a Drake. In my headcanon, 2 Drake engineers were assigned to make this ship. Couldn't agree on it, and the manager had to come in to settle the argument. But realistically, Drake has always had a bit of an edgy look, with asymmetry also being found in the original concept of the Herald, the Caterpillar, and the Kraken. Another thing that's very Drake is that this ship is going to be easy to repair. With most materials Drake use being recycled, it's going to be easy to use a hand tool to repair this and even find materials while you're out exploring the verse. I think one of the things that people are really looking forward to this ship is its versatility, being able to use it as their daily driver, as it can do a bit of everything. The number 1 daily driver that people used to fly and recommend is the MSR. One thing that makes the MSR stand out is how fun it is to fly, and I don't think the Corsair is quite going to be that, but where the Corsair is going to shine is in its versatility. It has great cargo space, in which you can easily fit a decent vehicle. There's plenty of guns for pirating and combat, and it'll have enough fuel and sensors all built out for exploration to go deep into the verse. Now this has been sold as an exploration ship, and while that's not the only thing it can do, I think that's something that we should discuss. What exploration actually is hasn't been fleshed out. We've got going through wormholes and mapping those out, finding wormholes, which the Carrack excels at, finding interesting and valuable systems, which is where the Endeavour's telescope comes in, prospecting planets for valuables and going deep into space, something the Odyssey should be good at if I'm right. We've got the Aquila, which is the discount Carrot, with its own sensor suite to look for wormholes, and the Dur, which is the entry-level freelancer exploration ship, which when they eventually rework the freelancer I think could actually be quite the contender here, but there's not enough that we know. Now, other than finding points of interest, what can this ship do while exploring? Well, it can catch people unprepared. It can follow anyone anywhere, and with its guns, well, it can wait till they land and take them out, steal a ship, watch people mine, hope that the cargo is not too volatile. It's not going to be the toughest ship, but when you get the shots off first, you're going to destroy the enemy very quickly comparatively. Unlike a lot of the exploration ships, it does not come with a snub fighter. However, in typical Drake fashion, you might just want to bring along a dragonfly to do the job. What's nice to see in a ship that'll be out in space for long periods of time is that each crew has their own bedroom. There's an area for food and socializing, and in engineering there's a rack for drying your clothes. Now the Corsair does have weak armor, and it's going to be bad at maneuvering, worse than the Constellation, hence more emphasis on catching them unawares. Another area that it excels at though is pirating, right? It's Drake after all, and when you can be behind other ships that you brought along to your target, so that you've got a screen to stop people outmaneuvering you, you'll be in a position to be terrifying. Certainly a point of intimidation if you want to avoid a fight. The amount of guns on this thing is insane for its size. It really rewrites the rulebook on what we can have for pilot-controlled weaponry. Again, it's capable of so many different jobs and can travel many astronomical units without needing to refuel. For those without a background in physics, an astronomical unit is basically the distance between the Earth and the Sun, roughly, because it does change. The Earth's orbit being elliptical as it is. Little editor's note, I was thinking of taking that out for relevance, but I'm just going to keep it in anyway. And there's one more thing that I think this ship will be able to do very well, and that's capture derelicts. First, you'll be able to contend with anyone that might be trying to defend the derelict and salvage it for themselves. Then they'll be able to dock with the derelict, because it has both kinds of docking collar, as we've seen with the Legionnaire recently. Makes egress very easy, and has a huge cargo hold in which to gather any loot, components, artifacts, and rare goods that you find. If there was an exploration ship built to take on derelicts to find them and profit, it's the Corsair. Do I recommend the Corsair? Yes, 100%. If you don't have a Carrack, if you don't have an Aquila, if you don't have an Odyssey, it is something to really consider. If you don't have a daily driver, then definitely consider the Corsair. It is going to enable you to do so much gameplay in so many ways. Even if you're not planning on pirating, even if you're not exploring, you can still do a lot with this ship. If you'd like me to keep doing these videos, give us a like, hit that subscribe button, and consider leaving a comment telling me what you think. And if you feel like this video has added something of value, consider supporting me on Patreon. Thanks friends, I'll see you around.